Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. Okay, we had a question from Connie, and she says, I'm going to plant an herb garden in the next few weeks, and I need some advice. I've never planted herbs before. The area gets about 70% sun. I was going to plant sage, lavender, rosemary, and basil. The question is, what type of soil do herbs like?
Well, almost no soil. Now, that's a strange answer to you. They are Mediterranean types of things, usually, and they grow in grits in their native area. Now, by that meaning there's certainly what we'll call soil. But in that soil, there'd be a lot of sandy, gritty material that allows for excellent and fast drainage. That is absolutely critical for almost all herbs. Now, the 70% sun should certainly be enough. By and large, it's allowed that over 6 hours of sun any given day or during the day is sufficient to consider the plant a sun-oriented plant. So you're all set there. Now, if you can, and this is a little bit, of work, dig down as much as 15, 20 inches. Now, that's excessive, perhaps, but at least try to get down a foot. And put down tile in the bottom of that if you can run the tile out to a lower spot so that you get superior drainage from that perforated tile. Then put some gravel over the top of that, and then gritty soil, gritty material. I would tell you builder sand, not round sand, but the builder sand mixed with a lot and a whole lot of organic matter and a little bit of what I tenderly call our junk clay, enough so that it has a water holding capacity, but break it up very thoroughly. Now, not powdered because that creates a different problem, but do chop it up, mix it with gritty material, as much drainage down below as you can get, and you're just about into the perfect thing then for most herbs. Lots of sun, sufficient water always available, but no excess sticking around to cause problems with rotting the roots, which is actually what happens. Because as I say, most herbs come from an area that their gene pool says was almost sand or sandy, and we've got to go as close to that as you can get. So, Connie, it's a worthwhile endeavor. It is doable because I've seen many a place, whether it be a whole herb garden or just pockets around rocks or a rock garden type of thing. So it's definitely doable, but take the time to get that excellent drainage started. Then you should have very good luck.
And she puts in parentheses down here at the bottom of her email, my friend suggested mixing in some coffee grounds. What do you think?
No reason not to. Coffee grounds are slightly acidic. They're granular. They are an organic material that will break down. I think maybe not to go excessive, but at the same time, I take all of the filters with coffee in them from my use at home, put them in a compost pile. And I see no reason why you couldn't, especially if they've laid around a little bit, dried down. I don't think I'd put the filters in this situation, but I don't see any reason why a portion of that material being coffee grounds would be good, even to the extent you go to one of the coffee shops, because they dispose of all of that used coffee, so to speak, and it's almost a darn shame because it's an organic material that would work.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com